All right, with that, let's get a check of the forecast because we are all eyes on this nor'easter headed our way.
Yeah, Pete, what can we expect?
Well, you know, we're talking about this nor'easter and we're talking about cold temperatures too. It's not like it's going to snow, but heck, it might as well. It's 49 in Boston, 43 in Worcester. Okay, I didn't say that. Low pressure is cranking up here. Oh, we're talking about aprons, and I'm thinking about a fig leaf because this is an embarrassing forecast to have a nor'easter here in almost late May. This thing cruises up the eastern seaboard in classic fashion. What if it were snow, right? Well, we'd be probably looking at least a foot to a foot and a half if it were to stay cold and we stayed on this, just based on the duration of the storm and the track, just based on that, you know, just going roughly with what we see from these typical nor'easters. We had the showers here coming through eastern Mass. Now the steadier rains are breaking out too. Again, we're still waiting for the brunt of the storm to come in. Now that the rain has caught up to the surface low, it'll wrap around that. And this is what swings up to us. So it's not right on top of us first thing in the morning. We'll have to wait until we get into mid-morning to late morning for the steady stuff to move in. And the heaviest rain is really in the afternoon. But you run the risk for wet weather, I mean, from the get-go, 1 a.m. all the way into 1 a.m. tomorrow night or Friday morning, however you want to look at it. But looking at the end of the storm, too, we want end game here. It does tail off between 7 and 10 o'clock and then really drops off by 1 o'clock on Friday. The rest of the afternoon is wet. I know outdoor activities like sporting events and, you know, get the kids going to this and that, and Friday afternoon, fields are going to be wet unless they're turf. But we're looking at least an inch of rain in many spots. How about at least 2 inches of rain in eastern Mass? It's not funny, no. I'm just laughing because I'd cry otherwise. And then you have Thursday with the wind gusts over 30 miles an hour to start the day, and they get nastier into the evening. The strongest winds are hitting between about 4 and 10 o'clock tomorrow night. You can see 50 miles an hour in the Cape and the Islands. And then that transitions to the North Shore. We go through Lynn, Gloucester, up into Portsmouth. And then the Cape, I don't say calms down, but is a little bit lighter in the wind department late Friday or Thursday night and into early Friday morning. On the backside, we don't see a lot of wind, but we are piling water up against the coastline. And it looks like the high tide around 8 p.m. on Thursday could be close to flood stage. In Boston, that should be about 12.2 feet. Ooh, 12.5 is flooding. So maybe we get some water to come onto the Harbor Walk just by wave action. And so we have the coastal flood advisory up now from about the Merrimack Valley and the Merrimack River, I should say, all the way out through the Vineyard, Nantucket, and into Buzzards Bay. 49 for high. Note the temperature barely moves. Wait, that's where it is now. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't move. And then we go into the holiday weekend, and things are improving incrementally. So Saturday, we still run the risk for a couple of early showers. And then Sunday, I'm holding back. I don't want to put the raindrop in there, but we could get like a 30% chance at a shower. Look at the temperature struggle. These aren't beach days either. It's the pick of the weekend on Monday. It looks bright after we get rid of all these blobs of green. Now, these are the scattered showers that kind of plague us on Saturday, and then maybe a pop-up one on Sunday. But look at Monday. Look how it starts off with all that sunshine. And so that's the best we get, at least for the holiday weekend. Early next week, we get back into the 70s. We're trying to get traction. But if you recall, I've had 10-day forecasts where it's the bait and switch. We go into the 70s. Look at the warm up next week, we keep saying. And then it's kind of pulled away from us. That is a sign of a very unstable pattern and a very wet pattern that the models cannot reconcile. I'll just put that out there. We're back after the break.